I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Hello collectors, and welcome to the Discount Action Figure Dude. I am your host, Christopher, and we know that you have a lot of options for your collectible information. We are quite pleased that you chose to spend just a little bit of time with us. It is greatly appreciated. Today we are back at what we like to call our Fortress of Chaos, filled with lovely ladies of Krypton, and we would not be here at the Fortress of Chaos with the lovely ladies of Krypton if we weren't here to look at not one, but two, where's my fingers? Two lovely ladies of Krypton. So we're going to do something a little different this time. As you can see, like I said, we have two lovely ladies of Krypton. We have the much maligned McFarlane Supergirl, which seems to have the community in quite a tizzy. Nobody is really quite pleased with this girl for reasons which I am sure you already know. We'll go over them a little bit, but you already know. And we have also, ignore this obnoxious GameStop price tag. No, we did not pay $27.97 for this. Take 70%. I think it costs $8 and change. This DC Direct DCeased Supergirl, which is pretty much an exact replica, for the most part, of the DC Collectibles Supergirl from a few years ago, before McFarlane took over the line. This is also a McFarlane figure. But I thought since I had them both, I would unbox them both at the same time, because while this Supergirl here is a zombie, she seems to be more in line with what the community wanted out of their Supergirl, much less McFarlane Supergirl over there. Let's say we cut these young ladies open. So here goes our two Supergirls out of their plastic prisons. Both of them are looking very interesting. Deceased Supergirl doesn't come with anything. I guess she's a zombie. What does she need? She only needs hands to eat stuff with. There's a comic book from 2019 about deceased figures. I don't know what the genesis of that is. And then we have our much maligned Supergirl here with her poofy skirt and her cloth cape. Not to mention, but she does come with things. One of those things would not be flight hands, which would have been pretty nice, I think. But she does have a flight stand, also a normal stand, and of course a cherished McFarlane card, which admittedly doesn't look anything like the figure that we are looking at. Plus, much to the chagrin of the community, Supergirl has her boots and is showing her thighs, just like that Supergirl is. I don't know why Mr. McFarlane would do this to the community, torture the community in such a way. Oh, Todd. But since, oh yeah, both of them have real trouble standing, I'm glad that this young lady came with a stand. There's not much we can do about this one because she doesn't even have peg holes, so she's going to have to find a way, one way or the other. But let's say we take a closer look at our Supergirls. So my friends, I will admit that I am with the community in the fact that this Supergirl here does have some issues. But those issues aren't the fact that she isn't showing skin on her knees, or that she doesn't have her bare midriff showing. The problems are that her legs are warped and look almost broken, and she has the face sculpt. I'm not saying she looks like an old lady, but she does look like, you know, more soccer mom than, say, Supergirl. And, you know, a lot of complaints have been also levied against her poofy skirt, which I guess does look kind of funny. I think the theory is supposed to help with leg movement in the thigh joints, but it doesn't help that well. You know, not that I don't know what, you know. Plus, I'm just touching her at her rear. The skirt also has to be poofy because I'm not pulling up her skirt or anything, but that's all cake back there. She's Supergirl. It would seem has a fat one, so that's another reason probably why her skirt is all puffy, you know. But, you know, the good thing is she has the perfect costume color that I like in my Kryptonians. And the gold belt is really good looking. Of course, I'm on record of saying I like S's on the back of my capes. That's just a personal preference, that's all. And, you know, her hair has a nice wash to it. You know, but these legs, and again, it has very little to do with the fact that she's not showing any skin. They just don't look good. They look very bad. And because of the fact that she does look like a 35-year-old woman, and believe me, there's nothing wrong with 35-year-old women. The 35-year-old woman is much younger than me, but she doesn't look like a Supergirl. She looks like Super Soccer Mom, which would be a nice little thing to work on, I think. Super Soccer Mom would be a nice comic book, I think. So when the modders, and I'm down with the modifications, when the modders go and, you know, give her bare legs and make her midriff exposed, she looks almost ridiculous because she looks a little bit too mature to be wearing such an outfit. Now, you grab this girl here. Yeah, she looks like a Supergirl who should have a bare midriff and should be showing a little skin on her legs. I think this figure's like 12, 13, maybe 15 years old. But yeah, that works on her, and I don't think that's a look that works on this particular figure. Oh, by the way, I didn't say, we got this at Target. I mean, again, for like $12, I think, and one of their gold labels. It said gold label right there in the box. Gold label. I don't know what that means. Gold label right there in the box. Now, Zombie Supergirl here. Yeah, other than the fact, like, if you were to take some acetone maybe and wash away the blood stains, and then, of course, I don't know what you do with the zombie face, but this is kind of like the Supergirl I think that, you know, the community would have been pleased with. And most of these, you know, the zombie things are scratches, or just paint, which I'm pretty sure that can be washed away. And yes, she too has a nice figure. She's not rocking nearly as much cake as my girl here, but you know what? Just a casual observance, not trying to say anything about anything. The design of her skirt with the V design allows for much better leg movement. She can kick her legs out like so because of the design of her skirt. She can almost do the splits simply because of the design of her skirt. I am curious, since McFarlane did, I don't know if McFarlane Toys made this figure, as far as just release this figure under the DC, what the fuck was that thing called? DC Direct line. But it would seem that they had the, and I recognize that this is not the the way that McFarlane figures are generally made. You know, they look like her, who's also I think a superior Supergirl to our poor Supergirl down there, who's now laying face down with her cakes pointing in the air. My apologies, it's disrespectful. But it would seem that the McFarlane Corporation had the makings of a very good Supergirl right here. This Supergirl, I mean, she has the thigh-high boots. She is showing some skin. The skirt is nice and allows for all kinds of movement. She has a nice figure. She has very good articulation. The only real issue here is she looks like a zombie. I mean, and admittedly, that's kind of an issue. But I think if you were to look back at the old DC collectible Supergirl, that Supergirl, and I think they're pretty much the same. I could be wrong. I think they're pretty much on the same body. This would be, I think, a Supergirl that the community would have been pleased with, as opposed to being forced to modify my poor soccer mom here. That's all I'm saying. What I'm more surprised about is I have so many goddamn Supergirls. I didn't know I was a Supergirl fan, but apparently I am, because this channel's been alive for like 3 months, and this is my third and fourth review of a Supergirl figure. So go figure. I don't know. I had no idea. So what kind of value do we assign Supergirl DCeased and Supergirl over here? Well, since I decided to do 2 figures in one video, I kind of have to combine the value. Again, they were both combined. These 2 figures cost $20. And for our $20, we got a really nice Supergirl, who theoretically could be the purest representation of a Supergirl that I currently own, were it not for the fact that she was a goddamn zombie. And we have this figure, who we absolutely love the costume, the legs and the joints. They don't look good. And, you know, these are words I thought I'd never say in my life, and her ass is too big. My apologies. That was uncalled for. Nonetheless, 2 figures for $20. Both of them are more than adequate. And in my book, well, that's a damn good value.